Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? I'm going to give it just a minute and let me make sure we are where we need to be. As you guys come on, let me know what you're drinking and where you're watching from today. Hey, Priscilla, how are you? All right. After a bazillion years doing this, it still takes me forever to get myself together, like trying to get it on multiple cameras. So let me know where you're watching from and what you are drinking. Nice to have you guys join me live. I am drinking water and I am broadcasting live from Stockbridge, Georgia. So, we actually have a lot to talk about today. It's the end of the month, it's the last Wednesday of the month. Do you guys feel like it flew by for you? Because it flew by for me. Like, I feel like I need at least another week. I'm not ready for April, but in good fashion, it doesn't matter if I'm ready or not because here it comes. So while you guys are joining, if you haven't already done this, I want to do my public service announcement. My was that PSA? Feel like the church lady. So I am putting in the chat our quarterly survey. We are going to end the quarter this year with a survey. All you need to do is fill that survey out and you are going to win. You will get an opportunity to win some online Travel Boss swag. I will be doing a drawing. I guess I'm doing it Saturday morning. It's going to be a random draw, and you're going to get an opportunity to actually let you pick from several things in our store. You'll get an opportunity to win some online Travel Boss swag so you can let the world know that you are a Travel Boss. All right, so fill that survey out, and I'll be doing the random drawing Saturday morning, and I will announce inside of this community who our winner is. So looking forward, you guys that have already participated in the survey, thank you so much. I love listening or reading your feedback and reading what the votes are for the different things. So I've got some really cool things in store as we go into the next quarter. So welcome to the end of chapter 3. Like we are 3 days, 2 more days, because today is a wrap. We have 2 more days before the end of this month, and only not just the end of the month, but the end of the quarter. So I'm going to start by asking you guys, how did your quarter go? Like, how did your first quarter of 2023 go? Let me know in the comments. I would say for me, this quarter has been action packed. It's been action packed. We have done 2 fam trips. We've got another one in the works. I think I've hosted 2 live classes. I've shown up live uh, pretty much all quarter. So I feel like it's been a very action packed quarter. So I feel like after coming off of last year, I always love to start the year strong. And so I feel like this year has kicked off strong. So let me know in comments, how has the kickoff for this year gone for you? So overwhelming and busy? Yeah, let me know in the comments because I know there's a little bit of a delay. So let me know just how has the quarter been? Um, there is a lot. Like, where is is it Janice? My aunt's name is Janice. Do you go by Janice or is it Janice? Where's Athens, Georgia? I wonder. I'm gonna have to look that up on the map. It's so funny. I'm in travel, but I am so geographically challenged. Like I don't know where anything is at, where anything is located. It's funny. I had a meeting with our first classers a couple of weeks ago. I guess it was 3 weeks ago, the first week of March, and I was talking about Japan, and I have a map of Japan, and I was like, I need to start like getting all of my maps framed so I won't be so geographically challenged. All right, so you guys are putting in the comments that it's been a busy quarter for you. And so my first question, second question, I guess, of the night is, what are you guys selling in quarter two? Like, what who's got plans to sell stuff in quarter two? Just type in comments. What are you selling? Are you selling a destination? And if so, what is that destination? I'd love to hear what you guys' plans are for quarter two. And if you don't have any plans, type a 0. Like, if you don't have any plans for selling anything in this upcoming quarter, or you haven't really thought about it, put a 0. If you do have plans, tell us what your plans are. Let's share. So we are actually wrapping up. Like, we are going so while you guys are typing that, I'll let you kind of know what my travel plans are. We are going to Dubai in July. I love saying that, Dubai in July. I actually like saying anything in July. Like, I used to do training. I used to do this class, and I'll probably relaunch it after we come back from Dubai, and it's called Christmas in July. And it's around you guys preparing for the Christmas holidays and doing your marketing planning in July for the holiday plans. And so I'll probably launch that again. But for sure, for travel, for Online Travel Boss, we will be in Dubai. We will be hosting our second Dubai fam trip in July, and I'm actually doing an extension. I haven't announced this out to the Dubaiers, but we are going to, at least at minimum, I am going to be going to Egypt as well as an extension. So I've been told that if you're going to travel that far, you got to make it a 2-for-1. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to test out Egypt when I go. So next quarter, we've got Egypt and Dubai. And so that's fam wise. And then I've got several classes, master classes in the works for you guys next quarter. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then I've actually finally got our family trip booked. So our fall, we are going on a cruise in the third quarter. No, it's the fourth quarter. We're going in October. So looks like we've got a lot of great things that you guys are doing. So you've got some Caribbean trips that are booked in Q2, Brenda. That's awesome. You've got Africa, looks like Australia and New Zealand. That is what you're selling. Those are all amazing destinations. Do you already have Danielle, do you already have the packages put together? All of that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So nobody's typed 0. So that means everybody's got quarter. I put quarter 4 on my little cheat sheet here, but it's actually quarter 2. So you guys have quarter 2 locked down. Like, you know what you're going to be promoting, you know what you're going to be selling, and you already got marketing goals, right? Is that like pretty much everyone who's on? Is that what you're telling me? So everybody is a 1 there, right? So you got something, Laverne saying that she's got a cruise in Cuba. That's right. Cuba. Love Cuba. France, love it. So lots of destinations planned on the books to promote or sell in cuter. I love that. Quarter, not to be confused with cuter. Quarter 2. So awesome. All right. Do you guys like the planning of your quarters? Like, I love planning, but I'm a bit of a planning geek. You know, for those that don't know, someone told me a couple of days ago, she's like, you know, you need to talk more about your background, like your experience. Like, people don't know that you have a corporate background and that you have experience in what it is that you do. So let me just kind of tell you guys a story. I am a certified project manager. Like, so I am a pimp. I am a PMP. I have a certified project management certification that I painstakingly keep updated. My background's in IT, but I love planning. I love it. I like it brings me joy. I was just looking at my office the other day. I have like oodles and oodles of books, notebooks. I have like a whole process that I do to plan out like the quarter. My favorite book that right now is, I don't know the author. I'm really bad with authors. I'll have to look at it. I was like my phone, but I'm using my phone. The author, the name of the book is called 12-Week Year. And I've been doing the 12-week year now this is my official, I want to say this is my 4th 12-week year. So I am now in week 4 of my 12-week year. So I started it actually at the beginning of March. I started late. And you don't have to do like multiple, you don't have to start any particular time. The point is just to start. So I tell you the stories because I love planning. I love like sitting down, brainstorming, thinking about the thing that I'm going to do, putting together the action plans, the activities, and then me sitting down every morning and looking at my stuff and like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. When I don't operate like that, I am very chaotic. Like, so I feel like I'm walking around in circles, and so that is just the way my brain is wired. But I recognize that everyone's brain is not wired that way. So I do have, it's funny because I also attract planners. So I am a huge spreadsheet person. So anyone who's worked with me knows that I will give you like a million spreadsheets. Like I have a spreadsheet for everything. So like if you like to plan and you like to, if you're a numbers person and you like to see and tick and tie things, and you like things in columns and rows, I'm your coach. And so it looks like we've got a lot of planners out there, and I love that. So we're at the end of the quarter. So, I like to group things in natural time things. Normally I know every Monday, the date of every Monday. I know usually the date of every Friday because in project management, everybody wants to get stuff done on a Friday. So I always know the due dates of Fridays. And I say this to say is because at the end of a quarter, for me, it's a therapeutic time. The end of a 3-month cycle. And since I'm doing things in a 12-week periods, it sort of coincides to the end of this quarter. And so as I end a month, I already want to know, and usually the last week of the month, I already kind of know how I did, know how things are going, and I want to go into the beginning of the month already kind of having a plan of action. And so that was a really long-winded way of me saying, so should you. And so for those that are planners, you probably love this time of the month, and you're like, okay, let's get it done. Let's wrap it. Let's tie it up, and let's go to the next chapter, which is going to be chapter 4. But for those of you that did input that you love planning and you're like, oh my God, this really sucks. This is what tonight's conversation is going to be about, is if you've got stuff on the books that you want to promote, then really you ought to have a promotion plan or a marketing plan around that. Even if you don't have something to promote, the question would be, how are you promoting your business? How do you get the name of your business out there? And so my last question before is who's got a plan for quarter 2? How many of you out there, type a 1 if you already have a plan for quarter 2, type a 0 if you don't have a plan yet. Like you're in 3 days, you're just winging it. And I don't laugh because I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing because I get it. Like I totally get it. There are times that I'm like, okay, I'm tired of like keeping track of all the stuff that I got to get done. And then I quickly get in line because I'm just like, no, I can't do it. So 0.75, so you sort of got a plan. 0, no plan. So you guys are winging it. In 3 days, you're going to start April 1st winging it. And that's okay, because when you know better, you do better. So like I mentioned, what we're going to do, I've got a gift for you today. I am going to give you the planner that we're going to go over. It is an oldie but goodie. So what I want you to do is I want you to download that bad boy. And when I say it's an oldie but goodie, it is. It literally is. I looked at it. I thought I had a more recent version, and I couldn't get it to my graphic artist to update the version or update the branding. So this is actually a planner that I created. I want to say I created this bad boy in 2016. And so go ahead and download it. And what we're going to go through today is how do you use it? How do you plan out your marketing? And we're going to do the abridged version of this because I actually think out there in the internet streets, I've got a video that actually walks you through it in detail. But I'm going to brush off some things that you need to be thinking about when it comes to planning for your month, your marketing, whatever time period you want to, a particular event, whatever that may be. It doesn't matter if it's a small thing or a large thing, the process is the same. So we're going to go over the ultimate marketing planner. I love that name. Like this picture that's on here. This was my first photo shoot that I did when I started in the online space back in 2016. I was scared. I was so scared of social media. I was scared of marketing. I mean, I loved marketing, but I really liked the idea of marketing behind my laptop. Like I didn't like, the whole face of marketing, me being the face of marketing. And Jam, who is my ride to die, she and her there was a lady that we used to work with, and she was like, "No, Sunday, you have to like be the face of your business." And I'm like, "I don't want to." She's like, "You need a photo shoot," and I was like, "I don't want to." And this was my first photo shoot. So this picture is on everything from 2016. So this is our first marketing planner that I did. I used to do an inspiration calendar, and that was one of the first deliverables that I created way back then. But the principles are still very much applicable. But when I think about when I brushed this thing off this week, and I think about this, I'm like, it's so much easier now to do stuff than it was back in 2016 in terms of the technology. So I'm not going to geek out on you guys on ChatGPT because, like, I'm telling you, like, to build this out now is so much easier than it was when I first built this planner in terms of how you actually fill out the content. So let's get to it. But I guess I should introduce myself because there are some people on here that I don't know. And if you're watching out there in the street or you see this in replay, I do want to introduce who I am. My name is Sunday Gardner, and I come to you weekly talking all things launching and operating a successful and profitable travel business. And with that, this topic is no different. If you want to be successful and you want to be profitable, you cannot operate by the seat of your pants. You have to have a plan, and you've got to act on your plan. So it's one thing to create a plan, but you also got to act. You got to do the things that are in your plan. You got to track the things that are in your plan. So today I'm going to end with our series pretty much because the whole month of March, we have been talking all things social media, right? And marketing in the social media space. And so tonight we're going to end it with a quick reminder of what it means to actually get your marketing plan together. So let's have at it. And welcome if you are new to me. So I'm going to skip this, but really the process is simple. Determine what it is that you want to do, right? What are we planning for? Like I always say, like what's the scope, right? So in project management, that's the first thing. Anytime I have a meeting with anybody, I'm like, what's the scope? Like, what is it that we're talking about? Give me context. What is the thing, right? So I asked you guys for your thing. You said in Q2, you're going to be doing fill in the blank. So once you know the thing, then you've got to define it, right? What is the specifics about the thing that you're doing? Is it an event? Is it general communication? Is it general promotion? Is it a promotion cycle? What is the thing that you're going to be marketing? And we have to define the parameters of that, right? Another techie word, right? But then we got to put together the plan, make sure we got all the resources, people, things that you need to make it happen. And then you got to do. Launch is all about getting it done. So that's what we're going to go over are these 4 areas of the plan and what it means to actually get it done. So, the select is really like, what's the thing? So I think Priscilla, you said you're doing France. I saw some Africa. I think I'm going to look back in the comments and see what all of you guys said that you guys are doing. So you've got Caribbean, I think somebody said. They've got Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, right? So how are you going to market these things? Are you going to do it on social media? Are you going to do it through written content? Are you going to host some sort of event? What's now that you know the offer, what's the way that you're going to get it out there to the world, right? To everybody that you care about getting the word out to, right? Whoever your audience is, How are you going to do that? What are the things that you're going to do? And so on this page, this is really around selecting the medium by which you're going to be promoting this thing, right? So when it comes to a marketing plan, you got to know the what. Like what are you going to do? Like what's the offer? What's the thing? Is it you? Is it a promotion? Is it what, right? So select that thing. And I've worked with Priscilla in the past. And so, you know, one of the things that I love to do is I love to host events. I love host events. I love the whole concept of having a promotion cycle around something. So if I'm selling a destination, at minimum, I'm going to talk about that destination and selling that at least 3 times. I call that a promotion cycle. It's called a promotion cycle. So if I were promoting France, I were promoting Australia, New Zealand, right? In second quarter, I'd probably have a promotion 3 times in that quarter. I'd have one in April, I'd have one in May, I'd have one in June, right? So that would be the way that I would do that. Is I'd probably do a 5-day, early bird promotion. The second month, I'd probably do a Don't Forget About Us. Maybe I'd do a webinar event. I'd have my maybe a choice supplier come and talk. Maybe I talk to somebody who's been to New Zealand. And if I haven't been to New Zealand, right? So, number 2 would be all about the destination, the second, event. And the third promotion cycle would probably be more like, last minute deals, don't forget, we're closing the doors type of promotion. And those events would all have what we're about to go. So before I continue, I just want to make sure, does that make sense? So the first step is to select, what are you going to do? What are we going to be planning? Is it an event? Is it, and I really like events because it's an easy thing for us to think about when it's an event, right? So when people think of events, they think, oh, it's got to be like, I actually have got to book space somewhere, and I got to, I got to order food, and I got to, get a DJ, and I got to do all this stuff. I got to send out invitations. And although I'm not talking about that event, that type of event, it's very similar in terms of the activities that you need to do. So so that's the reason why I like to call it an event, because when you think about an event, you've got to send out invitations, right? You got to send out reminders. You got to send out save a date. You've got to book space in people's minds and probably on their calendars, right? So if you think of your marketing activities as events, then it's easy for you to get your arms around the fact that you've got to do some stuff around promoting it, right? When it comes to your travel business and the destinations that you want to sell, you want to do that on a repeat, right? So you want to, like, I'm selling a destination. You talk about it till you're blue in the face. All right, you talk about it till you're blue in the face, and you have some events around there. So really, let me know in comments if that's making sense. Like, really, number 1, step 2 is select the way and the mechanism of which you're going to be marketing whatever it is that you're going to be doing. Number 2 is really around what your goals are. So I asked you about what you were selling in quarter 2. Notice I said quarter 2, not April, because if you were going to be selling something, you really ought to be selling it to people that already know you. It is a very expensive thing to try and sell something to a stranger, particularly large packages. If you don't already have a base of clients to sell to, then really your objective in quarter 2 should not be trying to sell. In quarter 2, your objective should be trying to build awareness about you to the ideal person that you ultimately want to sell to. So when it comes to marketing goals, there's really 3 types of goals. I always say you've got awareness, which is, do people know who you are, right? How do you become visible to the person that you want to help get out of town, right? So that's awareness. Number 2, everybody understands that, money making sales, right? That's to sell. You want to make money. You want to get bookings. You want people swiping credit cards, right? That everybody gets that one. And then the third one on this list is really around engagement, meaning I now know people know who I am, but now I want them to engage with me. I want them to be like, okay, Sunday, yeah, like, okay, they're responding to me, they're interacting with me, and I'm becoming a familiar voice, picture, thing in their mind, right? Like I want my content to be something that they're seeing regular of. They see me as a person that they can rely on in terms of giving them information that I want them to have. So when it comes to, I'm going to pick on the person who said Africa because Africa is a destination that I want to go to. I'm actually in the middle of trying to decide which part of Africa we're going to do in 2024. And so knowing that I want to sell Africa, if it was on my immediate plan, what I would be really trying to do is I would be trying to build an audience around people who are interested in Africa, right? Making sure that people understood that I know about Africa. So I'm going to sell it. I know in the future I would want to do some campaigns around building awareness, getting people interested. I want people to raise their hand and say, "Yeah, I'm interested in Africa," or "Yeah, I want to know about Africa," or "Yeah, I want to know what a safari is going to be like in fill in the blank month," or, I want people raising their hands. So I would be doing an awareness campaign, most likely, if I knew I was going to be selling some destination in the future. So really, that's really your goals. Like you need to understand, if you know what you're doing, what are you trying to accomplish with the marketing that you're doing? Are you trying to get people to learn about you, learn about your destination that you ultimately know that you're going to sell? You're trying to make sales, you're trying to get engagement. What are your goals? Once you understand your goals, then you can build the right type of marketing to match that. And what I mean by that, and so let's talk about that. Your goal for engagement is in sales. So if you do a social media post and you're trying to get engagement, I'd probably like if I want to get engagement, and I'm going to use social media as my channel, the best way to do that, particularly if I'm doing Facebook, is a poll. Polls are high engagement activities. If you want to get information and you have a community of people that you are a part of, that you either own or you're a part of, doing a poll in a community is a great way for you to become visible, right? Asking a question and getting responses is a great way. So if I'm trying to get engagement and my objective is to get engagement, I'm going to do a marketing type of content or release something that's going to be highly engaged. Stories, doing Facebook stories is another example of something that gets high engagement, right? Because people, they view it, they heart it, they click on it, they like it, right? That's another example of a high engagement type of marketing activity, right? But if I'm doing sales, it's a hard pitch, right? I'm going to ask for the sales. So in my social media post, I'm going to put a link to an actual buy page, right? I'm going to do something different when I'm trying to get sales. Does that make sense? So depending on what you're trying to accomplish, the type of marketing that you're going to do is going to be different. So all marketing doesn't yield the same result, or should it? You shouldn't try and use the same type of marketing to yield the same result. Hopefully that makes sense. So you got to know what your goals are. So if you're planning an event, let's say you want to do a Facebook Live on, Australia, and why Australia is the best place to go to down under for your audience, right? What's the objective of that event? It's not sales. I mean, maybe it's sales for you, but if it's a Facebook Live and I don't have an audience, it's going to be for engagement. Like I want people to attend it. I want them to accept my invitation. So I'm going to make a big deal out of like doing a sign up page so they can get on my list. I'm going to host the thing. I'm going to send out replays. I'm going to give away some stuff, right? So that event isn't about sales. That event is about getting engagement and building awareness around who I am, right? I want people to walk out of that live thinking to myself, she really knows Africa. Like she she really is passionate about Africa. Like and not only is she, like, I don't want them thinking about me, like I could see myself in Africa now after that presentation or that fill in the blank thing that you've done. Okay. So understanding your goal is key. Don't walk into trying to do marketing and just like start slapping things out there and you don't have a goal in mind in terms of why you're doing it, because that's also a recipe for disaster as well. Because I always say, if you build a thing, then you got to promote the thing. And if you promote the thing, you got to track the thing. So if you build it and you don't know why you're building it, then how are you going to track it? Like, how do you know it was successful? How do you know it got what you wanted to get, right? So it's super important that you understand what the goal is of the marketing that you're doing. And I don't mean holistically, literally at the level of what you're doing. So if you're going to do a blog piece, what's the purpose of the blog, right? If you're going to do a social media piece, I never want to do one piece of social media and it's disconnected to a bigger picture, right? So I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing is connected, right? It's got a line to something bigger. And that was the biggest thing for me when I started in marketing, when I started in the online space, is I just was throwing out content. I was just throwing out stuff and it wasn't connected to a bigger thing. So I was just like, I was literally walking around aimlessly just doing stuff. Like I was doing, and it felt really good. It made me feel good because I am a type A person that likes to check off boxes. So when I checked off my box, so I did my social media for today or the week or the month or whatever, I was like, it felt good, but I had no results because I wasn't tracking it, nor did I have any really goal for it. I remember back in it must have been 2018 or 17, I used to put together, like I had like learned about a social media calendar and I put together this big elaborate calendar, and I'll never forget. So Jam, like she designed this calendar for us internally, and we had like, I was like, we're going to do themes, and it was going to be themes around, like I pick a topic and let's say it was marketing, right? And I like have all these themes and I was psychotic about it. I was like, okay, so we got to have like 3 questions. We got 3 polls. We got 3, we got a blog, we got this and we got that. And like, so I had a team of people building all this content around the theme. And don't get me wrong, the theme was great. Like, I think you guys loved it back then, but it wasn't connected to anything. Like, it was just like, I was just throwing stuff out there. So when I tell you that I am a content creator, I am. But I had no promotion plan for those things. I didn't track the success of those things. So literally, I have a Google Drive full of stuff, right? And I'm going to tell you that is a recipe for burnout. So if you don't know why you're doing it, stop doing it. Like if you can't tie what you're doing to an objective in your business, it's not built around, and I'm specifically talking about the marketing that you're doing. If your marketing is not tied to a specific objective, stop doing it today. Like if you create a post and it's not tied to building awareness and you're not tracking it, stop doing it. If you do a video and it's not tied to, like, you're not getting emails out of the videos that you created, you're not getting any sort of collateral. And the collateral asset that I want you to get is you want to be able to track that audience of people that watched your videos. So if you're doing videos on your personal page, you can't track that. But if you're doing them on your business page, you absolutely can track that, right? You can track that traffic of all the people that watch your videos on your business page, and you can advertise to them in the future, right? So I want you guys to walk out of tonight's training thinking, I'm not going to do any more marketing. I'm not going to do any more posting, videos, anything unless I understand the purpose of why I do it. All right. That's what the spirit of this step is understand the goal of your larger marketing plan, and your individual marketing pieces need to tie to a larger plan. All right. Let me know if any questions come up. Please do not hesitate to ask me, and just let me know in the comments, and then I'll get back to them. Okay. All right, so the next step is really around what do you need to facilitate your marketing? So I'm going to use the example of lives because I love this. Like this live that we do is a marketing event, right? We internally in our business, it's a marketing event. And I use this as an example all the time because I want you to understand I don't come live every week and there's not a plan of action around it, right? What I'm going to talk about is tied to a larger picture. It's tied to, I've got a deliverable here. It's tied to an email sequence. There's an invitation that goes out. There's a replay that goes out. There's a social media post that goes out. It's tied to a bigger concept of what I'm trying to do, from an education perspective, right? So what do I need to facilitate that? Well, I got it every week. We do a StreamYard. We plan out a StreamYard. We broadcast that to our YouTube channel, to our social media, to our business page, right? We send out an email to you, right? Same thing for you all. What do you need to facilitate? There are images that we have to create. So I just mentioned like several things that we do in preparation every week for this live, right? There's an image that gets created. There is a StreamYard setup that gets created. There's an email, there's a post, there's all this stuff that I need done to facilitate this event. Not only the event itself, but the back end of it, right? So we send out an email afterwards that lets you guys know the replay. There's somebody in my team or myself that goes to the post after, tomorrow, that's going to tag everybody that said that they needed the replay, right? We treat this very important. Why do I treat it so important? Because it's information for you all that's important to you. Now, one could argue, well, it's just one event Sunday. But look, I got 22 people of you guys here live. Not only that, it lives in my YouTube channel, right? And everybody, and it's like SEO'd the heck out on YouTube. And so now all of my future people that like consume my content will have this video to go look at, right? So this is where, when you build a thing, right, I track it. Like, I know how many people, like there's I'm looking now, there's 22 people that are live that are watching us. I know, right? I know how many people are like joining us. I can see how many people are watched the views of the video, right? I post it on our business channel for a reason, because I want that traffic. I want everybody that views the video to be advertisable to in the future, right? So there's strategy around all of that. What do you need? What do you need to facilitate what you've got to do? What will you need to make it happen? That's what you got to really be doing. So I want you to be thinking about that. So I think somebody just typed that they're going to do, I think that's you, Priscilla. You're going to build, launch Ghana 2024, build awareness and engagement. Anita, that's what you said. I think that's great. I think, and I love, there's this lady, and I don't remember her name. I'm so bad with names. And TJ Mercer, I think is her name. And she, I've been on her list for years. And I think she's a PR lady. And she talks about newsjacking. And so if you're going to do Launch Ghana 2024, what I would do is newsjack the fact that the girls, Queen Latifah, and who are the other three girls who are in that movie, they're getting ready to be in Ghana. And they're doing, like, did it already come out or is it going to come out? Like, I think the movie has come out, or did it already come out? I don't remember. Right. So I'd totally be newsjacking that. And I'd be tying it to, I would use that imagery in reference to that movie, because you can't like copyright them. Like, you can't steal their stuff and use it for selling. But I would definitely reference the movie in my Launch of Ghana 2024. And I'd be talking about, like, you could be like the girls and you could have your own girls trip and you need to join, right? Like, that's how I would sort of tie the two. And then I do a whole series, the month of fill in the blank, and it would all be about things that you need to know about Ghana. And then literally I would be talking about it until I was blue in the face. Like if you want to sell Ghana, like, you got to be talking about it till you're blue in the face. Like, I want you guys to see the color blue. Every time you think of me now, it's like, talk about it till you're blue in the face. So what do you need to make that happen, right, Anita? What is it going to take for you to do that? Like, when you say build awareness, so is it going to be through written, video, all of the above? What do you need to facilitate that? So step 3 is all about brainstorming, sitting down with the pen and brainstorming all the things that you want to do. What do you need to make it happen? Graphics, video, words, right? So and yourself. Like, are you going to show up in person? Do you need other people to show up? Do you want to partner with somebody to have guest speakers? So you got to get their time, right? So this is really about you thinking about all that you need to make it happen. So images, content, supplies, people, all of that. What's it going to take? And when do you need to have it by? So I literally love, so the reason why I really like this, Vanessa went to Ghana after, oh, I love that. That's awesome. The reason why I love our weekly live is because I can back into when I need to have stuff done. So it's Wednesday and we have a cadence, right? So Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, we send out the email and the social media post, right? Tuesday, notoriously until I'd say maybe a couple of months ago, every Wednesday morning, I'm sitting here and making sure that I got my post written, I've got my email written, and all of that. I've subsequently gotten so much better at having it already done and ready to go, so I can just have it go. But my point is that I can back into all the things that I need to get done because I know what the due date is. So if the event is on Wednesday and I want to send out an invitation to my client base, what's the time, right? So you want to make sure that you've got, like, if I know I have a guest speaker, I got to ask for that guest speaker at least a month in advance. I don't wait till the week of 2 weeks before because I don't know what their schedule is. And I know that I do it on Wednesdays, right? So I already know what I've got in place. So if I'm going to have somebody else in the thing, I got to give them lead time because nobody likes last minute anybody. Okay. All right. So step 3 is really all about just making sure you know what you need and you've planned accordingly. All right, and then this one's my favorite. It's what's your channel? Like, how are you gonna get the word out about your event, the marketing of your thing? So if you're gonna build awareness, Anita, right? I think Priscilla said that too. If you're going to build awareness, how are you going to let people know about it? That's just pretty simple. Like, what's like smoke signals, paper, mail? Like, how are you going to do it? Like, how are you going to get the word out? That's all the communication channel is like, don't build a thing without promoting the thing. And so literally, if you have a promotion cycle, you still have to promote in the promotion cycle. So how are you going to promote? How are people going to know that your thing that you are doing exists? Is it social media? Is it through, so again, it's like, is it written? Is it recorded? Is it, smoke signal? What is the thing? What is the medium? And how are you going to get the word out? So I am like pretty basic. It's images for me through social media, video content through lives and YouTube, right? So I use YouTube for replay. So, and I make sure that my YouTube channel videos have it replayed so that people can consume it later. I do live so I can get engagement now, right? And then I sort of kill, like, I try to kill as many birds. And I always say, why do the birds have to die? But I do. I try to kill as many birds with one event as possible. So this live that I do every Wednesday can be reused in so many ways. It gets reused on YouTube because I'm actually broadcasting not live because of technology. I'm able to broadcast live on multiple. So back in 2016, you couldn't do that. You literally had to have like 3 camera, like separate devices to be able to simultaneously broadcast. And now you've got technology that makes it so easy. So with StreamYard, I literally could broadcast to, like, I don't know, 8 different channels if I wanted to. I could broadcast to LinkedIn. I could broadcast to YouTube. I could broadcast to Facebook. I could broadcast to multiple channels inside of Facebook. I could broadcast all of those places simultaneously because of technology, right? And so that's what you got to decide here on select your communication channel. Like, so which one is important to you? I don't recommend that you select a bunch of them. So it's not about volume here. It's about strategy. So if you want, and so you can see how old this is, because like I don't like and I believe that this is when I was the marketing boss. I wasn't focused on, this is like so old, like I so love the fact that this is so old. But this is when I first started in the online space. I was a salon, because our background is we had a salon, and I was coaching in the salon space when I first started. So, people have in-store graphics. Like, I know you guys don't have brick and mortars, but the great thing is like, if you partner with people with brick and mortars, you could create physical printed material that you could give them too. So I always love not to forget about your partners in arm, the people that actually have physical businesses that you can locally partner with them. And your travel agency really could be a really strong partner with them. So really, these are just the different channels. Most of you all will be in the digital channel space, marketing your events, marketing and building, implementing through digital means. And so, this is just a small list. And some of these things don't even exist anymore. Like Google Plus doesn't exist anymore. I'm trying to think. There's been a couple of things that have been retired. Like Google Plus, I don't think exists anymore. Google Maps, I think, has been retired and is something else now. So this is definitely needs to be updated, but hopefully you guys get the idea. Right now, I mean, like, it needs to be updated. This is pre-TikTok, right? So you have TikTok now. This was pre-Snapchat. Like, so you got TikTok, Snapchat, and I know TikTok is controversial, at least politically it's controversial, but it's still like, it's still a good source in terms of getting content out there. But the point is pick your channel. You don't need a lot of check marks here. So your goal should not be trying to, check as many as you can possibly check, because you feel like you got to be everywhere all the time. If you don't have a presence somewhere, pick one digital space that you'd like to get a presence on. Focus on that. The multiplicity of you being in that space, in these platforms, is voluminous. So let's just use Facebook as an example. The way that you can show up in multiple ways on Facebook is crazy. And most of them are like that now, right? So in Facebook, if you decide that Facebook is going to be your platform, you can show up in a group, you can show up in a story, you can show up on a reel, you can show up on, you can do video, you can do images, you can do, there's Insta articles. I think Insta articles is getting ready to retire, if not already as well. But there's so many different ways that you can show up on these individual platforms. So if you don't have a presence on any platform, do not pick multiple. Pick one to start with, get really good at it, and then grow to another one. So that would be my advice here on step 3. I think we're on step 4. Step 4. So pick a channel, stick with the channel, and show up in the channel like nobody's business, right? So if awareness is your thing, then I want to see you in that channel that you've decided promoting that thing all quarter, right? So if you say that it's going to be Ghana in quarter 4, right, there needs to be 3 months worth of activity that you're going to be doing as it relates to building awareness. And the objective in building awareness, the end result, what you should be measuring is how many new email addresses did you get, or group members, or something. Because again, that audience of people that you're building awareness of, you're going to sell to them in the future. So how are you going to get in front of them unless you have that asset, which is their email address, their phone number, their address? I don't care what it is, but you need to, at the conclusion of your marketing event, have something tangible that that you'll be able to use in the future to promote to them and sell to them in the future. So you should be getting email addresses. You should be getting video views that are trackable and trappable, so you can market to them, and addresses, phone numbers, whatever your thing is that you want to track, that's what you want to get. All right. And then the last step is you want to summarize all of that together. I would not be a good PMP if I did not tell you that you need to create a plan. And so that really is just a schedule. So you take all of the things that you just did, right? You've brainstormed all of the things that you need. You know the people, the things that you need. You know when they need to be due by, and you put it into a schedule. If you are marketing and you don't have money to market, right? You don't have money for Facebook ads or advertising, right? You got to figure out how you're going to get all this stuff done, right? So it's probably going to cost, it's going to cost you time to get it done if you don't have a budget. It's going to cost your time. And frankly, I want you to think of this. I know we're in a recession. I don't know. Are we physically in a recession? I know inflation is really high. I don't know the financial terms of where we are right now financially, but I know money's tight, and I know that people don't have hundreds and thousands of dollars to be throwing into marketing, particularly if your sales are not very high. But you do need to earmark some sort of dollars for your marketing budget, even if it is to get a professional photo shoot, if it is to get professional images done, because maybe that's not your thing, right? Understand what your budget is and track it, right? So even if you just earmark $100 this quarter towards marketing, how are you going to spend that $100, right? Is it going to be on a photographer so that you can get professional photos, right? Is it going to be on imagery so that you can have a nice set of images for your promotion of your events or your launch of your product that you're going to ultimately sell? What is it that you're going to spend the money on? What is your, and not only the money, but your time. What are you going to spend your time on and your money on? Put that in a plan, track it, right? So what are the dates of when things need to be done? How much time do you need to get it done? How are you doing? And what do you think the last step's going to be, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to be track the thing, right? So ultimately, step 5 is summarize the plan and track it. Do checkpoints. I do checkpoints every single week. So my 12-week year, I have a 12-week plan. Every week, I measure how I did. We have action items. I have goals for that week that tie to the bigger 12 weeks, and I'm tracking how I'm doing. That's it. I can't control the fact that somebody is going to swipe their credit card when I sell. But what I can control is the fact that I put it out there, and the amount of times that I put it out there. Was I visible to my client base when I wanted to do the thing? If I wanted to build awareness, right, and I wanted to host an event, did I promote the event? How many promotions did I do? I can control that, right? I can control the fact that I spend ads and that my ads got so many registrations, right? I can control that. I can control Sunday. So when it comes to building goals and marketing, people are like, well, I want to make $1 million. Well, we all want to make $1 million, right? But I can't control if people are going to swipe their credit card, but I can control my activity. I can control the activity that leads to people swiping their credit card. Does that make sense? So when it comes to building out your plans, work on controlling the things that are within your control, which is you can control how much you show up. You can control how you show up. You can control the fact that you are being visible to the audience of people that you want, that you're creating a reason why they should engage with you. You're creating reasons why they should buy from you. You're creating reasons why they should know who you are, right? That's what you can control. So when it comes to planning, ladies and gentlemen, don't put out plans that set you up for failure by worrying about things that are not in your control. Set up a plan so that you can be madly successful by planning for those things that are within your control. And if that's your time and the things that you're doing when it comes to promoting your business, building awareness around the things that you want people to know you for, which is getting them out of town for fill in the blank, and you support fill in the blank type of client, you can control all of those things. So that's what I leave you with the end of Q1 2023 is control what you can control and plan accordingly, and use the marketing planner to do that. So with that, I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to pause for a second, take a drink, and see if there's any questions. Because this will go in the vault. Because we'll probably we'll have to relaunch an updated version. We'll have to do the Ultimate Planner 2. I don't know, because this is actually on version I looked at it and I think we did a version in 2019, but it's corrupted and I couldn't open it. So the last time I think we've done a version, this one is the 2018 version that I'm showing you, 2018 or 2016 version. 2019 version is corrupted. So we've got to do a 2023. So I will re-release the updated brand new spanking version in the upcoming weeks. So let me know in comments, how was this training for you guys? How do you feel for 2023 quarter 2 that's coming up? How do you feel? Do you guys feel like you're gonna knock it out of the park? Oh, I do. I do have a photo shoot. That's actually, that was my first photo shoot, but I've had some actual several photo shoots since then. But you know what's interesting is I haven't had a photo shoot since I've lost weight. I have not had a photo shoot since then. So I do need to have an updated photo shoot. And actually have a resource for you all, and I cannot find it. So as soon as I find it, I will give it to you. It's actually this real, one of the coaches that I follow, I took a challenge that she did in January, and it's a company, and the company, and maybe somebody out there knows it, that you actually, you book with these local photographers, and you book time to go to photogenic locations, and it's no charge for them to take the pictures, and all you have to do is pay for the photos that you like of theirs. And I can't think of the name of this site, so I got to go find the site. And once I do, I will share it with you all and let you know, because I actually looked up the site back in January, and they have some really cool locations. So if you're the kind of person like me who, like, I don't like I'm not a hermit, but I I'd rather just be in sweats most of the time, like sweats and my pajamas, and like, busy typing at my computer, building stuff, as opposed to getting out there in the streets. So I do need to do a photo shoot. So whoever said that, thank you. You are so correct. I do need to do an updated photo shoot. I have done several, but I have not done one since I've lost weight. So for March, awesome. So love to hear that, Priscilla. And so here's it. Listen, all month of March, I'm like trying to say April, because I'm done with March. So the whole month of March, we have been talking about social media marketing. And so this class is getting ready to go in the vault, and I'm going to put this here. So if you missed our social media strategies marketing class that was held live 2 weeks ago, here's the link to get it at the same price point, because the price point is going up. I'm actually in the middle of editing that and breaking it up into lessons. It was an amazing class, and we had an amazing turnout. But if you missed it, just in case you missed it and you weren't able to join us live, this course is now still $27. You can hit that link, get it, and that course I hope to have it completely broken up, and that video broken up and all of that in the next couple of days. So it's $27, all you need to do, and it literally helps you understand what you need to do from a social media perspective. We went over 4 pillars, the PACT method of planning and executing and creating for your social media plans. We went over that, and that class is available to you. So it's $27. Click that link. All you have to do there to enroll. It will be going up in the next 2 days. So if you don't get it now, that's your last chance to do it. So listen, let me know in comments, how are you guys liking? It's so funny. Like, I feel like I've got like ADHD on this call, and I'm not like trying to make fun of anyone who has ADHD, because I think it's a serious problem. I do really feel like I do have it. But like, I'm super excited about like quarter 2, because I have so many new things that I want to try out and implement. So I'm very anxious to hear and see the results of the survey that we're doing. So I'm gonna put the link right here for you guys one more time. So if you've not taken our survey, our quarter 1 survey, please take that survey. I value y'all's opinion so much. I love to hear what you guys have to say, what you're interested in, what's important to you. And so if you are if you've been under a rock and you haven't heard me talk about ChatGPT, then let me just say it again. To me, I don't remember. I mean, I guess I was around. I mean, I was born 1973. The computer, I think, was invented in the early 70s. And so the 80s is when the personal computer, but I was still kind of young. Internet came out when I just graduated college. So I don't remember all the hoopla and hype about it. ChatGPT, I am full aware. Like I've taken the blue or the red pill, and I am fully aware of the value that this tool and this technology brings to individual entrepreneurs. And same thing for you. So this quarter survey is really around this particular tool and AI in general, and how I am going to be bringing it to the forefront for travel professionals who are really ready to like take their game up to a new level. Like, how do we create easier without the stickiness and resistance that it comes. Like, it takes a lot of effort to do all that I said, right? To build content, to do videos, to do writing, to do social media posts. That all takes effort. And if this is not your natural thing, like, I want to bring tools that are going to really make it easier. And even the tool is easier, but there's really certain ways that you've got to be able to leverage it and understand how to use it so you get great output. So please do that survey. I try not to beg, but I really love to get your input on the survey. And that's what the survey is really all about. So listen, if you joined me live and you were in the social media class, super glad to have had you live. If you get this later, super looking forward to any comments that you have. For those that registered for Social Media Accelerator, I am so sorry that we had to cancel the class, but I promise you we will have something equally as good as the Accelerator program that we've got coming shortly. So just hang tight for that. And listen, end the month strong. There's still 2 more days of this month to end. And if not, you get a whole fresh new start with April 1st. So listen, it was great coming to you guys live tonight. I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.